Now, something really cool I can do is I can then check blocktrades.us. So I'm over here, I'm on blocktrades.us. I made a tutorial about this on YouTube yesterday. On blocktrades.us, I can actually check how much my Steem dollar will give me in Steem power. So I can go over here. I pick my Steem dollar down here, as I've already done. Then I pick Steem power over here. And this allows me to see, okay, on here, I'll get about 223 Steem power out of 258. But on the marketplace, how much will I get out of 258? It says I should get 259 on the marketplace over here. So that's pretty cool. Now, the problem is the prices actually went up, so I need to update my ask, and I need to update my available. So now it says I should get 227 Steem here. So I checked block trade, so it looks like I can get a better deal using the Steem marketplace. So I hit buy Steem on here. I placed my order, and you'll see now I've got 119 Steem over here. So a significant part of my order got filled. So now there's the sell orders and the buy orders in. So now you can see the trade history on here and the orders fulfilled. So now I've still got an open order with my Steem backed dollars left. So I can cancel this. And it says then the Steem account doesn't exist, which is one of those nice weird errors it does. But what happens is it actually bought me all of my Steem right there. So it actually bought me 228 Steem, which is awesome. So now if I go back to my wallet over here, what I'll see is I've actually got 228 Steem that I got out of here. So if you saw the block trades, that's significantly more than it was going to give me. However, it depends on how the market moves. Yesterday, I got a better deal out of block trades. So it's nice to just check block trades if you really want to be try hard at it. Go ahead and check, what is that other website? Go ahead and check Bitrex. If you really want to be try hard, you can also go on bitrex.com. You can go over here and search for Steem. And you can also check Bitrex to see how much you're going to get out of your Steem-backed dollars on Bitrex. So what I've got now, I've gotten in my account, I've got 228 Steem out of 258 Steem-backed dollars. Now that's amazing. So what I'm going to do over here is paste the amount of Steem I got out of my Steem-backed dollars. So now what you'll see, my total payment was 369 Steem, which is outstanding, which is going to hurt for taxes as well. So I'm in QuickBooks Self-Employed over here, and I'll soon be adding a new transaction in on QuickBooks Self-Employed over here. So I'll get this ready to go. Up here, if you'd like to use QuickBooks Self-Employed, would you please go to my resources page? I find it's really helpful for tracking my business income and expenses. I've got a Discover QuickBooks Self-Employed link that you get 50% off. Would you please use this link if you think you might want to sign up? You get half off for 6 months, and then guess what? I also get a $30 gift card out of it, which I usually give to my wife, which she's very grateful for. So I'm using QuickBooks Self-Employed over here, as you can see with their offer to refer a friend and give 50% off, get $30. So what I've got over here, now I go back. So in order to finish my accounting on this, now the last thing I need is the Steem price. So what I'm going to do for the Steem price is I simply copy this I copy this price right here from coincap.io, because coincap.io gives me a 24-hour variable. I forgot what the rest of it stands for, but it's in my article. It's basically a 24-hour average price. And that to me is better than just taking, it's more valid than just taking the price right now. Now, I could get a better deal. I could just grab the price right this moment. But the 24-hour price to me is more valid. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower. But really, this is just about being able to sleep at night with what you've done. So now I've got, and I didn't sell any Steem backed dollars, so I put 0 in there. Now, if I would have instead, for example, instead of just trading it on the marketplace and putting it into Steem, I could have simply put this on Bitrex and sold my Steem backed dollars there. And with my Steem backed dollars, I then could have changed it into Bitcoin or Ethereum and then sent that over to Coinbase and then cashed that out. But since I didn't do that, I put 0 Steem backed dollars sold. Now, if I would have sold some, I would have still put this payment in, but if I would have sold it, I would have put 0 in here instead and put the amount of dollars I sold it at in here, because that would give me the same income essentially. But then for capital gains, I wouldn't be looking at paying the difference on the Steem backed dollars received because I would have already sold them. This over here now is my capital gains base on the far right, where since I'm holding on to all this Steem, if I sell it at a later date, then I need to compare the Steem I sold in the total Steem. I need to compare my total Steem over here to whatever I sold, and then the price I sold it for, I would need to pay capital gains if I sold it higher, or I could take capital losses if I sold it lower. Since I'm just holding on to it for now, this is all that's relevant. And what I'm also going to do, I will then power this Steem up. So I will power this Steem up to put it into my Steem power, because that's continuing to raise my influence. I hit power up over here. Now the first thing that comes up, I can put my whole balance or I can put less of it in here. Once I click power up, I'll have to put my password in, so I move it to another screen. I put my password in and then it powers that up. So now, as you can see, I've now powered up all the Steem I received in my rewards. So now I've finished redeeming my rewards, and now it immediately gives me more to redeem. So what I do is I redeem my rewards every day or every few days to minimize the number of transactions, because Steem pretty much is constantly paying me new rewards for all of my interaction. So what I do now to finish this off, I grab this $839 and I go put this transaction in here. I put this transaction in as Steemit.com rewards, and then I put this in as income. So I've got my Steemit.com rewards in here and I hit save. So now that adds to the income of my business. I then have to pay self-employment tax in addition to my other taxes on this business income. Now you could argue, you could get a tax professional who will give you some different advice and say, well, you just need to pay capital gains when you sell it. There's lots of different things you could do with this. In my opinion, I think this is just like receiving US dollars. I've received something that I could sell for, at today's market price, $839.65, at least theoretically. Now, if I actually sell it for less, I can then report capital losses of up to $3,000 a year, I think with a carryover also, or I could count that against my capital gains. For example, if Steem tanks down to nothing and goes out of business, and I could essentially sell whatever I had left for 0, I could then write off out versus my other capital gains. I could essentially subtract all that I lost in the Steem collapsing. Now, I don't think there's good odds on that, but that's basically, after all the research I've done, the best system that I think for doing this. So this is how I've done everything from start to finish. I have a post on Steemit called Steemit Tax Calculation and Payment System. I've got a post explaining exactly how I went through and did all this here. So I hope this is helpful for you to see exactly how I go through and calculate all my taxes for doing Steem, because as you can see, now if you're just making a couple dollars on this, sure, it might not be a big deal. It might not, sure, the IRS, if you're making a little tiny bit of money, $50 or $100 for a year, yeah, you might be able to just redeem it and it might not be a huge deal. But if you're making over $100 from this, if you're making a significant amount of income, thousands of dollars, I personally feel this absolutely needs to be reported. at just a minimum so I can sleep good at night, and at a maximum because if the IRS decides this should have been reported and I didn't report it, I could potentially face massive fines, prison time, and having to do backup withholding everywhere, which means whenever I got a payment from someone, they would hold 30% of it and give it to the IRS right off the top of my payment. So the potential downsides are disastrous, and to me, if I pay this and I ended up paying more than I should have, I'd rather get a refund than finding out I needed to pay a bunch more. So the nice thing is QuickBooks Self-Employed gives me the ability then to see exactly how much tax I owe, and then I just pay the tax I owe each quarter, and then when I pay the tax I owe, I don't have to worry about my tax. I just pay what it tells me to, and then I'm all set. So this is my entire system here. I appreciate you sharing it with me, and I hope this was useful for you.